The hotel lobby's in there behind the tall windows. The bench is wet. A large bird bath made from imitation marble. Now, does a bird bath in a land where it rains? I can't see anything interesting. The words Gordon's Palace have just been simply... The awning offers a little shelter from the rain, at least. Wow, shame that I don't have to secretly get up to... 3 flags hanging here. England, Great Britain, and the European Union. Ugh, the flags look like they've been hanging there for years. A big heap of wet leaves. My God, that pile's not been here for long. The leaves are soaking wet on the outside. A steel-framed conservatory. It's quite obvious that it's a newer addition. There's a few tables and chairs in the conservatory.
Oh, a new guest. Welcome to Gordon's Palace.
Hello. I'm looking for a young woman who's spending some time here.
Yes, maybe I have, but maybe I haven't.
So, she's a guest here.
As I said already, a discreet hotel.
Almost dead, one could say.
It's off-season right now. It'll get busier. This was once the sanatorium of the dreaded Robert Gordon, the Dr. Frank...
Oh, yeah?
Yes. He was the... But in reality, he conducted illegal experiments on the...
And then someone thought it would make a great hotel.
Of course. Immediately after the murders, 12 years... So, I bought this building. The patients were taken away. So, anyway, I bought the house, had it renovated...
Actually, I just wanted to know if you've seen this young lady.
Now, I can't talk to strangers about guests.
I see. And if I were a guest...
Then, of course, we could have a little chat about who else...
All right, then. A room, please.
Very well. That'll be...
So, what about Angelina?
The young lady checked in here a few days ago. Room 13, right next to yours.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Your room is number 12. You do, of course, understand.
This takes me a step closer. I know Angelina was here. Perhaps one of the keys belongs to Angelina. Even if there was some... The hotel's reputation. Even if there was... The hotel's reputation. You understand? An old-fashioned telephone. Who should I call? A whole row of old-fashioned lockboxes. Although they're only made... A stand with what looks like tasteless postcards from... Willow Creek. You know, I can never be bothered with... I could use the map to help me keep myself oriented.
I'll put it on your bill.
I can't do a thing with the other post... What the... A cheap plastic mask of... And the worst thing is that you can bet that some of my fellow humans... And what's this thing supposed to be? The lights up in 3 different colors. I'd rather chop my hand off than buy this. I'd rather chop my hand. And what's this thing? Lights up in 3... That's one of those things they use in big hotels to carry cases on. If at all, that thing was made. A bottle of schnapps. Maybe I could grab it while Voila! A bottle of it. Murray seems to have just been eating something. I'm guessing that he's the only employee. The knife hasn't been used. I'll take it. Maybe. It's probably crockery that was intended for the... A classic dark brown. Until I found Angelina. A big house plant in a... I can't find anything exciting. The plants... room 13. That's Angelina. And that's my room, number 12. That's... Strange. The wall doesn't look like it belongs here. It's pretty dark back there. I'd like to guess that this wall's been put up. Perhaps Murray ran. That's my room. Like all the... Angelina's room. Let's see. A whole load of good books. A whole load of good books. A wooden clock with a glass cover and some Huh. What's that? The clock's just an imitation. I can't get it off. It's screwed on. I need a screw. Yep, that's how it's done. I've got him. 2 1.5 volt. A whole load of good books. A whole load of good... There's a newspaper lying on... Oh no, can't be. The paper's already... Nothing's older than yesterday's paper. Judging by the ashtray, it looks like... Allardyce matches. I might as well pour the alcohol into my pocket. That pile's not been here for... There's no way I could light this heap with a match on its own. The leaves underneath it. No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm definitely gonna need the newspaper again, and I don't want to waste the alcohol. What's that then?
They are powerful. Amongst them were also pictures of these The police believe that Samuel...
Perhaps the devil himself gave him the order to do it.
Perhaps.
And what has that got to do with this plastic trash?
That's no trash. Do you know? Put it this way. I won't need to reorder in the near future.
Oh, awesome. What else can you tell me about Angela?
Don't know. Nice girl. Seems to be out a lot.
Did you notice anything? Was she...
No, not really. She seemed...
Did you call the police when she didn't come back last night?
Why should I? She paid up front.
Oh yeah, everything's fantastic. She might be bleeding to death in the woods.
Calm down. Nothing will have happened.
Couldn't you perhaps give me Angela...
If you buy the hotel and let me retire, then we can talk about it.
And if I forget a £50 note on the counter?
Young man! This is a quality hotel.
No one will notice. There's not a soul...
You can't bribe me, and that's...
What did you say this building used to be?
The old Ashbury Sanatorium.
I see.
Sir Robert was Samuel Gordon's uncle on his father's side. He conducted experiments on the patients. Illegal experiments. Terrible
And no one noticed?
He mostly did it at night, alone. He only had one accomplice in the village, Doctor, but strange things have been happening since their deaths.
Sure, and that's probably written large on the front of your... What can you tell me about this place?
Willow Creek, it's the nest in which I was born. Just like all the... Either you're born here and stay, or you're born here and leave.
Is there anything special to see here?
The museum, of course. I was significantly involved in... Go into the village. You won't miss it. We set it up. We redesigned the rear part of the museum last year.
And?
You have to speculate to accumulate. You're not going to attract tourists with a couple of clay pots and
How
carpet.
can you attract tourists?
With a show! You need to give them something. We've got
Doesn't
five.
seem to have worked all that well so far.
Alas, no. Many didn't get involved. During the first few months after the murders, it was looking real. They came from all over. Buses full. But then...
Ooh, how tragic. Hey.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about it. But I'll have the last laugh. This place is...
What's that castle out there?
That's the famous Black Mirror Castle.
Why? What happened there?
What didn't happen there, more like? Every...
Yeah, sure. And that's not just what...
Well, perhaps it's not quite that bad.
Cursed.
Just look at the Gordons. An ancient family that's gone... The latest events alone. Around 12 years ago, the eldest Gordon committed suicide. The last surviving Gordon is Lady Victoria.
Sounds like bad luck.
It is. The castle is cursed. It makes the people crazy.
Some mental illnesses are hereditary. And if
Yeah. Or
Thanks for the chat.
My pleasure.
I've got the crumpled newspaper in the middle. The newspaper's lit. Murray, there's smoke outside.
Bugger! Oh!
I'd rather chop my hand. A whole row of old-fashioned... A whole row of old... Now let's see. Yep, now let's see. As long as... Now we'd like to have that. The key for room number 13.
Those little brats! They've no idea how dangerous that is. They should...
the young are really bad. Nothing special. I'm not gonna find anything. Let's see. A few clothes hangers, a clothes rail. Also, when I look inside, a completely normal a little cupboard. What the hell? A white painted ribbed radiator. I don't see anything that might be... What's that? One of the pictures So it is. Strange. There are two sheets of writing. Either it's a secret message written in invisible ink. Interesting. Several cut. She didn't eat the lemons, that much is clear. Here's a few sheets of writing paper. The paper looks completely unused. A thick-walled but relatively squat glass. A thick-walled but The glass is half full. That can't work, no matter if it's rum or... A thick, heavy, and very... I can't take the cover, but I can take the wooden thread. Great. The woolen thread is acting like a wick and soaking up the alcohol. Awesome. My little fire's lit. So, let's... at last. There's it. Should I blow it out? Sunday, 1600. I don't... Oh, man. Reginald Boris. Angelina had been doing some research, and Boris now, he's holding a prisoner. Does he want to lure me to him? Whatever the reason. I ought to go into the village and listen around. Angelina's message written in... Sunday, 1600. I don't know what's supposed to be so special. The bed looks old, but I really can't allow myself a... Huh. The bed's a little to one side. Aha, now then. There it is. Kind of round metal cover. The carpet's been cut in two places. I can't tell when that might... A round metal plate. There are 5 rings on the cover, and they turn. There's an animal symbol engraved on each ring. Ugh, it's rock. Ugh, it's rock solid. No. Ugh. A whole load of good books. A whole load of good books. No.
What do you mean?
A young, attractive...
Excuse me? I'm the librarian here, so it's quite right that I should be young. Attractive? Well, I'll accept that.
You're the librarian? Oh, then
Valley. You're American?
Darren Michaels.
Oh, yes. Now let me see. Your accent is non-rote, and you have hard A sounds.
Awesome. I really do come from
I've
Boston.
spent half my life in books, so something.
So then you can probably tell a damn Yankee something about...
What do you want to know?
The castle nearby. Isn't that the
It
famous...
certainly is. Its inhabitants have influenced
How do you mean that?
every...
And who lives in the castle today?
Lady Victoria Gordon, the last of the Gordons, her old butler Bates, and her late... That's the obligatory village pub. The new landlord is Tom, the chap at the chili store. The fair will be here for a few more days yet, but I wouldn't bet that it'll be coming back.
Well...
Not a lot. There must have been a settlement there for a good 1,000 years or so.
Yeah, a stone circle in a forest.
Yes. There's one. It really only kind of got going around the 13th century when there was a monastery built in the neighborhood.
And more recently?
You're talking about the murders. That's 12 years ago now. Back there, by the town hall, is mud. Perhaps it's because there's otherwise so little going on here. Sadly, often all the wrong things. Trashies.
I'm staying at the Gordon's Palace Hotel.
Really? You're letting yourself get ripped off by that old...
The building is supposed to have had a terrible...
That's true.
It would seem that all of the male Gordons were...
The curse of the Gordons.
Please don't tell me you believe in all that.
I never used to. That's the museum. If you want to know more about Willow Creek, then...
What's in the back?
The newly opened Black Museum. Cheaps.
Can you help me with the symbol? A tree?
Where,
You know something about it?
You ought to forget about it again as soon as possible.
I stumbled across it in Maine, and now I...
Maine? You come... But I've still got some... Good day.
Miss Valley, listen! And... a big barrel. Although it's always seems to have a leak. Willow Creek Mute. That sign must have cost the town. The library. Miss Valley. The light is off and the door is locked. The clock on the tower is huge. That must be the town hall. There's no church. The house... I hardly... An old rope. I can't make out where it leads. Aha, a little bucket. The bucket is full of canal water. It seems quite clean in the bucket. At least, the bucket is full. It looks like it's a bakery. Oh, it must have been built years ago. There would have been a pulley for a bakery. That's... Probably the fuel, but I wouldn't bet on it. Chili... Well, looks like they might be... A chili stall. A bit. There would appear to be a few different. And at least it's simply not worth it. I don't reckon I'm gonna make too much progress here at the Willie's Texas Chili. A chili stall. Hi there.
What would you like? Normal or extra?
What?
Normal chili or extra hot
I
chili?
actually didn't want any chili.
Nobody gets paid for just standing
All
around.
those other folks.
Not exactly backwards and
What can you tell me about Miss
She's
Val?
a nutter. She's been in the loony bin.
So, what's wrong with
She
her?
never got over what happened to her.
So? Come on then.
12 years ago. A series of murders. The murder that caused the biggest sensation. A little boy who was murdered by Samuel Gordon.
That's really awful.
But she's the sister. She found him the next stopped eating, didn't speak to anyone anymore.
Oh, jeez. And in spite of all that...
Turned up here again a few years back. The doctors reckon it...
What can you tell me about Will?
No idea. I was born here.
Doesn't exactly...
So there isn't. 10, 12 years ago, we all thought things were on the up. But it never...
Yeah. Take old Murray and his hotel.
It's still kind of half okay there. He's got a finger in most things right. They went bust. 2, 3 of them hanged him.
What can you tell me about the museum?
That's another brilliant idea from the town hall.
So, not
You
exactly...
think I don't know that? Crowds of folks...
Isn't Willow Creek also a bit too small for a fair?
It used to work out okay, too. Everybody wanted to come and
The
have...
people just aren't gonna be drawn
And who
here.
has to foot the bill for all these fantastic...
Is the pub yours?
Where'd you hear that?
Miss Valley reckons it is.
You shouldn't get involved with that nutter.
When's the pub open?
This evening, after I've shut down this... And in the meantime, I've sold just about...
Who are you?
What's that got to do with
My
you?
name's Darren. I'm studying English literature and would like...
Should it?
A fellow student of mine may well have been around.
No idea.
You'd have noticed her.
Haven't seen her. And I'm here pretty much all
I
day.
need to get on.
The
building looks like there's dirt and dust all over. The pub looks anything other than promising. I don't know what these kind of windows are called. They're much cheaper than big panes. I can scarcely recognize it must have been written weeks ago. Taking into account this country's food culture, an overturned beer keg, pure show for empty, exactly like in this place. The pub's still shut. I'll have to come back. Some hand towels which have been hung out to dry. The rooms above a pub are traditionally inhabited. Even from down here, you can still see stains on the tap, but I don't need one anyway.
The flight was supposed to be
Calm
cheap.
down, Albert.
And on top of that,
You were happy that we didn't have to buy one. No one could have guessed.
yeah.
A god. Hi, are you the god?
hello. Hi, Darren.
Alright, I'm out of here.
See?